So I'd like to start with a little bit of historic background for the game Santa Maria. The game is really cool. It comes with this nice sheet here. It's titled Swords and Gods of Santa Maria, a historic background. Most conquistadors, like Francisco Pizarro...
You're not going to read that whole thing, are you?
Diego... This is informative. Like, you've got dates. In 1537, the Pope issued a ban against Christians.
Nobody cares. Nobody wants to sit here for 10 minutes listening to you read that.
This is how
No. Each player is going to lead a colony, okay? They're going to be producing resources. They're going to be recruiting and training monks. They're also going to be sending out conquistadors, collecting gold. All this to settle their new colony. At the end of 3 rounds, you're going to see who scored the most points based on happiness. And whoever's got the most joy in their town wins.
You're right. That does sound...
way less dry.
A lot better. Let's go ahead and show you how the game plays.
All right, guys, this is the main board that you'll be working with for the majority of the game. What you're going to do in typical dice drafting fashion is you'll start by rolling the dice and placing those in the spots just for ease. And then on your turn, you can do one of 4 things. You can pay 2 wood or 2 wood and a wheat to buy a 2-size tile or a 3-size tile, respectively. You can also pay coins in increasing value to take actions on your specific player board. You can also take a die and then activate that column or that row based on the color of die that you're using. And you can also retire your worker, basically meaning that you're passing your turn. And what you do is you'll place it here. Whoever places it closest to the top is going to be the person who goes first in the next round. You've also got your conquistador track over here, which is going to allow you to not only receive gold, but you'll also be able to score points based on who's the highest in that round. You've also got your monk track up here. This is how you're going to get extra dice. You'll also get these monks to unlock special abilities and added resources throughout the game. The other thing that we have over here is shipping. What you'll do is if you take a shipping action on your board, you will go ahead and take one of these and add it to the respective spot on your player board, and these will actually score you points at the end of the game. It's pretty much a basic rundown, so let's go over to Ben and he'll show you the player boards.
All right, folks, so this is the player board that you might have maybe early mid-game. So you're going to be adding stuff to it. I'm going to go over how that is done based on the actions that you take. So the first action that Tommy explained was spending either 2 wood or 2 wood and a wheat to add these tiles to the board. So you'll take from the ones available and slot those in wherever you would like, oriented however you'd like so. The next action was using money to activate various buildings. So for example, the first building activated, I could place this here, cost me 1 coin, and that would give me both a wood and 1 position higher on the prayer track. The next one is using the dice. So you have the blue dice that you have unlocked personally that you're able to use, as well as any of the dice from that common pool available to you. So if I had chosen to use this white 2, I would be able to activate all buildings in this 2 column here. That would give me a prayer point, give me a wheat and a sugar, as well as an additional prayer point. The die that you use ends on whatever is the furthest most spot, locking that, making that unavailable. Now if I were to use this blue 5 later, it would skip over that, give me 2 silver for this location, a wood and a conquistador for that location, as well as this tile allowing me to trade a wood for 2 points, ending there. Over here you have, like I said, your money, your resources, as well as your points stored down here. I have 30 points. I'm doing quite well. And then as you complete these shipping orders, for example this one here, you are able to use gold as a wild resource. So I could turn that in along with one of those and a wood. And this would be worth 5 points at the end of the game, and depending on where I took that from, I would slot that in over here, giving me that bonus as we continue playing the game. And that is basically what you're doing with your player board as you continue to build it out to make the most beneficial rows and columns that you can.
Well,
so that's basically how you play Santa Maria.
Yeah.
Now, why should you or shouldn't you play Santa Maria?
It's a good point. Now, as you were explaining this game, there were a few things that I noticed. First of all, was very unimpressed.
Ooh.
I did not think that I was going to enjoy this game right off the bat.
Based on me explaining my company, I know that sometimes can be.
Yeah, that's
detriment.
Probably what it was. No, just the the different things. There was so much going on. There's so much going on in this game. And when you get into it, it doesn't seem like there is. It's really just the start of it. It's kind of one of those games where you're like, let's just play the game. We'll learn it as we go. Because just as you're explaining it, there's too much.
Yeah, well, the iconography in this game, there's a lot of it. The boards and the pieces are all language independent. I don't know if you noticed that.
Right, yeah.
No words.
You can tell. I mean, unless you only speak Roman numerals, in which case some of these numbers might be a little confusing.
That's true. All those Latin speakers out there.
But the second thing that I noticed, and take this for what it is, you know, you either love him or you hate him. This seemed like a Feld game. At about 3/4 of the way through your introduction or explaining this to me, I was like, who designed this? Because I swear this is a Feld game with like if Stefan Feld was going to design Grand Austria Hotel or something like that.
This is Stefan Feld's dice drafting.
Exactly.
No, there are a lot of tracks. There's reasons to do one thing or the other, and endgame scoring's like, here you get points regardless of what you've done.
Yeah.
Very Feldish.
Yeah. It's even got that same like dry Feld theme. I'm pretty sure Feld Amerigo. This is it's even got the tiles like Amerigo has where you're placing them down.
I have not played Amerigo, but I'll take your word for it.
This is a dice version of that.
If you were not a fan of Feld designs, this may not be for you. But on the other hand, if you enjoy Feld designs, you enjoy a good solid point salad, this game gives that to you.
In spades.
And it does it really well.
Yeah.
I feel like the scoring opportunities, though numerous, are fairly clear and concise.
Yeah.
As you're playing the game, you can see the amount of points that you're earning kind of accumulate in a very rewarding way. It's not like you get to the end of the game and it's like, I hope I scored points type thing. Like,
you're getting them.
Yeah.
It's just where you're getting them from. It also has that ramp up where you can go a few different routes to try to get things before other people or to try to build your engine. Yeah. And it pays off either way. Like whatever you do, it's going to end up paying off. And I really like that about the game.
There's no right or wrong.
Right.
No, it's interesting because you build your strategy. I can't think of a lot of games that do this. But the puzzle within your player board, as you're adding stuff to it, you are building your strategy.
Sure.
You really want to get conquistador actions? Well, you need to buy the conquistador tiles.
Right.
And based on where you place those is going to give you optimal turns in which you can get that conquistador action.
Right.
But if you choose not to do that, you don't buy any tiles with conquistador, you'll be hard-pressed to do so.
Agreed.
Same thing goes with your shipping options. You know, if you really want to create a point engine, you know, fulfill as many of the shipping point tiles as you can. So at the end of each round, you're just getting residual points that are coming in.
Right.
Like you are able to build your own strategy, and like you said, the progression in that is really nice in this game.
Yeah. A lot of it revolves around these resources. You know, whether you're adding more tiles or you're completing those shipping routes or you're trying to score points or utilize certain benefits, you're usually trying to use these things. This is also a good way for you to get money when you need it.
And I really enjoy the fact that you can only have 3 at most of each resource.
Yeah.
Because it forces you to use them. It forces you to be efficient.
Right. And not only that, but you don't sit there like, I have so many of this one thing. Yeah. You almost have to be cycling through it. And it also helps you so you don't like hold on to one good. Like sometimes you'll end up doing in some of these resource management games.
No, but overall, I think it does dice drafting very well. It played quick in our game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And for a 2-player game that was
2-player first game. And
really fulfilling.
No, yeah. You definitely feel like you are working through a puzzle. You're developing a strategy. You're counteracting to what your opponent is doing on their turns.
Yeah.
It feels like a bigger game than it was.
One of the things that I'm noticing now is I feel like there are some things that you have to do. The monk track, for example. I don't think you can go this game without getting those extra dice.
No. Well, yeah. Like, you have to do it because that's also your endgame scoring bonuses.
Right.
That gives you the special abilities that are going to let you do cool things that break the game.
That's necessary. But it's hard to get. You can't just like, I think I'll do this turn. You know, you have to work towards those tiles. Another thing I feel, and see, this is kind of where that Feld aspect comes into it. There's all these things that you have to do, like the Conquistador track. If you don't do this, if you just let somebody else do it all by themselves, they can score tons of points not doing anything.
Yeah. And even in a multiplayer game, you know, the few points you can get from coming in second or third are well worth it.
Yeah.
If you're not investing as much effort as the first player.
However, everything you do in this game rewards you, which is always a good feeling. When you can play a game and you're like, I do this. Hee. Yes.
Yeah, no, there's each turn you're getting or doing something. You don't have those turns where it's like, well, this is, you know, this is my turn in preparation for my turn.
Right.
Type thing.
Yeah. There's a few of those, placing the coins on the specific buildings and stuff.
But even then, you're especially when you can only have up to 3 of something, typically you only have to do that once or twice, and you have enough to fill an order.
Right.
So it's like, this is my one step, you know. But the timing in that, too, because, you know, you don't want to let your opponent get all the dice. Oof. Let me just tell you now some of the advanced variants I did not share with you. And I wanted to see your reaction on the camera here.
Okay.
So we played with the A side of the board, correct?
Okay, if you say so.
They were all slightly asymmetric. You, for example, had 2 shipping actions on your board. I did not. I only had one shipping action.
On the player boards?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
The way that started on there. There's a B side of the player board, which are all exactly the same, but then you have at the beginning these tiles that make your board unique, and you are actually like
different player powers?
Drafting them. No, so like you could have the shipping one, I could have like a sapphire one.
Okay.
And with those, you get a scholar tile that lets you have that special ability. So you choose, the way it works in counterclockwise order, you draft, each player in turn chooses one of the 4 sets of 2 tiles. So you're getting your starting town hall location, but you're also getting a special bonus tile that gives you an ability that no one else has.
With special player powers.
Yeah, essentially.
Interesting.
Like the 3 you had up at the top. Now you get one that no one else gets.
Do those also score you points at the end of the game?
I don't know, maybe.
Even if it doesn't. That's
kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
The next one's even cooler.
Okay.
So the next one, you know the blue dice that we got?
Yes.
Those, as you unlock them, they get added to the common pool. So you're drafting white dice and blue dice. So you don't have your own set.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I would like to play.
Right? So now you're worrying about drafting white dice that'll activate this way. Blue dice you need to draft to activate this way. And they're all just out there intermixed.
That's unique. That's interesting.
Right? So, kind of cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love it when games add those variants that you can kind of add as you become familiar with the game.
The expert variants. A few games that this reminds me of right off the top of my head.
Yeah, if you're like, why is this important to me?
Yeah.
Cool, colonialism, that's weird. Like
this has a very Castles of Burgundy feel with the tile placement and the dice allocation and that kind of thing. A little bit different in how it plays out, but it's still got like all those tracks that you're working for and, you know, shipping and stuff like that. Very, very similar. I would not be surprised to hear that Christian A. Ostby and Elif Svensson used Castles of Burgundy as a reference. Yeah, as what was the word you just said? Inspiration for this game.
Yes.
It also had a Baron Park or an Amerigo.
Kind of a race to place tiles.
Yeah, the different, like, trying to puzzle things together, patchwork kind of thing.
Yeah. The dice drafting this kind of remind me, if you want a dice drafting game that feels fairly similar in your activating, collecting goods, fulfilling orders, it's La Granja. But that also has a plethora of other mechanics as you're worrying about area majority, area control, multi-use cards.
Yeah.
Lots of other stuff going on. This is kind of that trimmed down to a much more streamlined version.
Sure. Also things like Grand Austria Hotel.
Yep,
or
dice drafting games.
What's that new one?
Pulsar.
40,986,000,294.
Yes.
294.
That number.
Right. But altogether, I actually really enjoyed this game.
Yeah.
I did not think that I would. I was really pleased to play it. I was honestly kind of putting this off for a really long time.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It doesn't look appealing.
No.
It does not look appealing.
Don't judge this book by its cover. That is Santa Maria by Aporta Games.
Yes.
Please go check it out.
Absolutely.
if you can find it.
Probably my biggest surprise so far.
Good.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are doing a giveaway right now.
Yes.
So please go check it out. It's going till the 29th.
Altiplano video will give you more details.
Yes.
Find that. Watch it.
Yep.
Enter.
Do it.
But,
and we'll see you guys next time.
see ya.
Bye.